Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably start talking about my first game of Airsoft. Actually, we've got an hour and we haven't actually talked about that yet. Well, yeah. So it's funny actually. I turned up to this game. I had bought some. By that point I had an LBX plate carrier. I had block tactical eyewear. I had my mechanics gloves on. I had my Under Armour boots, and I had some pretty okay gear to start.
Yeah.
And then we were just really perplexed. So like, hang on, wait, this is your first game ever? I'm like,
You
yeah.
looked
I'm like,
tactical. Hell yeah.
yeah. I had some mismatched New Zealand DPMs and a few things that just did not look right as well. Like I wasn't looking that flash, but I definitely had some things in there that were like, hang on, no one spends that much on that gear. Like, what are you doing? So anyway, yeah. So it was an interesting game. So the scenario was that you're either a Marine or you're a insurgent. So I was on the Marine side, and the scenario was that the one of our helicopters had been shot down, and they put this dummy pilot in there. You had to recover the body of the pilot. And then the secondary objective was, oh, so that was the secondary objective. Primary objective was to rescue the live pilot that was in the village to the west of the helicopter's position that the insurgents had captured and held in there. So our starting point was south of the helicopter, so we had to. They had some guys already waiting for us, so we had to push through that, reach this gun placement, and then you could push west from the gun placement.
Yeah.
And I knew none of that plan when I first joined this game. I knew in retrospect, I turned up, I didn't know the map, I didn't know where things were, I was confused. In this particular game, they didn't split us up into squads, they didn't have designated leaders. It was kind of just this, you guys are all Marines, you guys are all, insurgents, you guys figure it out, good luck, just game start. So you'd have guys that would pop over every now and then. You kind of could tell they know what they're doing. They'd kind of lead a situation, but there was never like a designated, okay, I'm a squad leader, you're in my squad, I'm going to know your names, you're going to know my name, and we're going to work together. That didn't happen. It was a bit chaotic,
Yeah.
Because in my brain, I've played video games, I've wanted to be in the military, and in my brain, like with cadets and stuff as well, you have a certain structure, right? There was none of that. It's just crazy. So it's literally just if they're shooting at you, shoot back. If one of you guys is reloading, cover him. A couple of movements I did. I'm like watching, because I took video of it. I'm still putting together this video for YouTube.
Okay.
I'm trying to finish it. I was hoping to have it finished before today, so then I could be like, "Hey, I've got it there," you have a look at it. But it's not ready yet, so I'll have to try and finish that. But yeah, I managed to get a few good hits in there, and learning to communicate. I think the first thing I needed to learn was, if you're going to communicate, you need to have something to say. So if you're like, they're shooting at us, it's great, but where from? Like, where are they exactly? Okay, so we're gonna.
They're in the trees. And there's trees everywhere.
It's like, nice one, genius. Try again. Yeah. So I think, I think I learned from that day, just be clear, description of what they look like, where they are, and how far away they are, just give them some idea of that. No, it was a lot of fun. I loved it. I loved just getting amongst it, crawling around, just trying to think about how to stay low, move fast, and work with the people that were around me at the time. Because that whoever's there, I'm going to work with,
Yeah.
And just communicating with them. Hey, what's your name? I'm Frosty. Like, cool, nice to meet you, Frosty. How are we going to do this? Okay, cool. What are we going to do? Trying to just throw things, because I'm new. I'm trying to see what these guys must know what they're doing. And sometimes they didn't. They're like, I don't know. We're just going to go that way, I guess. It was a bit crazy.
You're like, oh yeah, these guys are experienced, man. They know what they're doing. They've been playing airsoft for like 5 years or whatever, and then you get out there, they're all like, what? Where do we go? We're just here for the camaraderie, man. Come on.
Yeah. We're just here to take photos and dress up. No, no. It was cool. And the second game was interesting, actually. I think I must have walked into something, because the guy who owned this particular setup, this is at West Coast Airsoft Rangers, the guy who owns it or whatever. he had noticed that in the airsoft community we needed to bring some expectations a bit higher. So it's funny, actually. I was the first 30 minutes was him going through a list of the things that he did not like about the culture of airsoft at this present time, and he just roasted the airsoft community for the things that aren't working very well. For example, like he'd say, look, if you're turning up to an airsoft game and you're not prepared to like work as a team, what are you doing? Like, if you're not going to communicate, if you're going to do your own thing when you turn up here, this is a sport. Like, come on, like you got to learn to communicate. And he talked about other things like, for example, if you are in a squad and every single one of you guys in the squad all want to be a sniper, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Aw, we can't have no fun.
Yeah. So it's like, look, just if you don't need a sniper, be ready to just go, all right, I'm not going to snipe. I can rent this, or I can do that, and I can take my scope off this. That's fine. I can adapt or whatever. And I think that day was really good because what he did was he got every single he created squads. He got us to have, each time we finished a quick round, the leader would swap over. So everyone got a turn being the leader of that squad.
Oh, okay.
And it was all about learning how to communicate, learning how to lead, learning how to come up with a plan. And that was awesome. It was really good. And he'd constantly be calling out, like a coach does at practice, hey, I like what you're doing there, keep doing that. Or like, hey, bring your arms in, just chicken necking, you bring them in, like do that. Or like keep moving. Because he always talked about, you got to keep the momentum going, because if you stay still for too long, they can come up with a plan and they can execute that plan and take you the hell out. So you need to be able to think quick, move quick, but don't go too quick, because you're not going to be thinking. You got to stay in, you got to move as fast as you can think, and no more, no less, and just keep going and work together. So that was really good. I thought that was awesome.
That is cool.
More of that for sure.
I'll have to definitely look up that field, because he's running it. He's being, like you said, he's being a coach and teaching people too. That's cool.
Yeah. And I came up to him. I was like, hey, look, I really appreciate what you did today, because my first airsoft experience was fun, but it was also chaotic, and it didn't have the elements that I was hoping for, of like working together as a team. There were elements of it, but
sure,
it's nowhere near as like, we're going to focus on that, like he did that day. And that was really cool. So those are my two airsoft experiences. There is a game tomorrow, but I haven't got all the gear I need for that, because that one is a rehash of Black Hawk Down, which I'm gutted to miss out on, obviously, because I love that movie.
Right.
But I would have had to have bought the correct, because if you're going to be on the Rangers or the Delta, you have to have the right camo. I'll do it next year. They do it every year. It's fine. I'll do it next time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested in being in the Somali team just because I've only just bought myself a comm setup and I want to try that out. So I'll wait to the next game after that. I'm looking forward to trialing that out, because that's a whole different level of communicating and tactical sort of stuff, because you can actually have two separate squads working together, as opposed to just trying to figure out what they're doing, just guessing what they might do. You can actually coordinate. And I'd like to be part of that process, a part of that communication and that leadership as well, for sure. I want to get better, and I'd like to create content. Like I've got a GoPro. I'm actually using the GoPro now as a webcam. I've never used it as a webcam before. I'm just trying it out. But I've only got the one camera. Eventually I'd like to get like a run cam, the usual staple scope cam that most guys have these days. So
speaking of that, how did your gun work the first time you went out? Did it work good?
It was all right. Like, it's
okay. Like, was it shooting straight? Was it feeding the BBs right and all that?
It worked, man. Yeah, I was really impressed with it. I had no issues with it. I think that I want to switch up the BBs to be a little bit heavier. Once the wind carries that thing, they're all over the place. Yeah, it's a long barrel gun. It looks like I haven't got it out or anything. I'd have to unbox it, but It's all on my Insta and stuff anyway. But yeah, it looks like it could shoot quite far, but it really doesn't. It's not that powerful. I wonder if there's something it can. I think it comes with a MOSFET and everything in it anyway, because it's a G2A or something inside. So
Yeah.
it's a G and GTR16. I think it's got a pretty good initial baseline. You don't have to do too much to it anyway. I'd like to, if I could anyway, get a bit more range out of it with heavier BBs, because that way you could actually use it like a designated marksman rifle. Because at the moment it just looks like one, but it really does not function like one for sure.
Right.
Yeah, the wind when it hits that 2.5 mil BB, it could go anywhere.
Is that what you were running, .25s or?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I had. It just came with the gun that I bought.
That's not
And
terrible,
that was the first,
actually.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was the first time I ever fired that thing, because I don't have a backyard. I live in my wife and I own this townhouse in the city.
Oh, okay.
It's housing over here and anywhere, I guess, it's quite expensive.
Bro,
So
just
that's all we
go
could get.
shoot it off your balcony right there. Nobody will know.
Yeah, if I want to, yeah, sneaky. If anyone sees me, that's a 10 grand fine and goodbye airsoft for the rest of my life. So I don't know if it's worth the risk.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have, like, when you went there, what did it chrono at? When you went through chrono?
200 and there's a different, they give you a little different color zip tie.
Zip tie, yeah.
It's a different
For
one.
for your MED.
I was under, what would it be? It was under 280.
feet?
So I think it was,
Or
so it's
50 feet.
275. I don't think we do feet though. I don't know what it would have been if it was in feet.
Do they do joules? Do they measure in joules, or
Um,
no? Was it meters per second or something?
I think it's meters per second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 275 or whatever that
Okay.
was. Yeah. Yeah. I think
Gotcha.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't that powerful for sure.
Right.
It was like the lowest possible like zip tie. So it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rules were that even with that, you still can't shoot a person within 10 meters.
Yep.
With that, you have to either go bang or use your sidearm. And even sidearm, I think you had to be at least a certain distance away. I think it might be like 2 or 3 meters or something.
What did did you have a sidearm, or what did you take?
I started off with one, but I didn't have a holster for it. I borrowed a
okay.
holster that they had. It was one of those material ones. It was horrible. The thing fell out. I lost my gun in like the first I lost
Shit.
it in the first 5 minutes, man. I was like, where the hell is it?
Oh,
I had to run back. The video I'm going to put out, you'll just see this guy like, hey, you lost your pistol. I'm like, yeah, thanks, man.
Nice.
Yeah, but I bought a really good ammo max. Ammo max or something? It's one of those ones that you push the button and it's a quick release.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that's so good. Doesn't go anywhere until you want it to, basically.
Yes.
So I've got one of those now.
Both my sons had that for their pistols. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good, and I'm finally happy with my setup, because I've the simple things like having a dump pouch. Like I practiced this literally for the first time yesterday. Being able to do a change and go boom, pouch, another one, and ready. But
nice.
to index it into the slot, especially for my 308 mags, is ridiculously a pain in the ass. Like I've learned that if I were to put that bungee strap on top to secure it, I can't get that mag out because it's just so damn tight. Like it was pain trying to get any like pouches that fit 308.
Right.
I finally found some and they fit, but they really are tight, man. They're like their version. They're just really hard to get out. For sure.
You gotta have some strong finger like grip to get those out.
I actually have to rest because my rifle had a bipod. I had to rest my rifle down on its bipod so that the barrel doesn't touch the ground, but it's just resting on the bipod to get my hand underneath, grabbing the plate carrier to pull the damn thing out because it was just so damn stuck.
Right.
So I learned, don't put the bungee cord on top, just leave it sitting in there. It's not going to go anywhere. And I realized just doing a few quick drills yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? Yeah, day before yesterday, just seeing how fast I could change. It was insanely different. And just having a dump pouch just to quickly pull it into, grab a new one, slide it in. It was so much faster. Like my first game, I had these cargo pants. I just had them rattling around in my cargo pants just like, trying to get that thing out when you're like getting shot at, you're undercover, you're just like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
it was
If you
crazy.
have to jog just like 10 feet, you sound like somebody with maracas. You're like,
Yeah, yeah. I think he's coming, guys. Yeah.
you're not sneaking up on anyone, okay?
Yeah, yeah. Hell no, man. Hell no. Mind you, dump pouches are kind of the same in some respect as well, because those things will clunk around in the back, but you can actually secure it and tie it so it stops moving too much. But
Yeah.
it still helps with the reloading, and you can find a nice quiet spot when you got a breather to quickly refresh them, put them back in index, and then carry on. So yeah, I'm a bit happier with my setup now. I think a part of the reason why I wanted to wait to get some of the gear is because I knew that was kind of the habits I wanted to form. It's kind of how I wanted to play. I knew that it can get quite frustrating if you're just sitting there with a rental winding that thing up and just that's all you've got, a little winding it. That's not what I
Yeah.
want to learn. I want to learn how to be quick in my reloads. I want to figure out what works best for me. Yeah, so
Dude,
there's a few
okay,
things I want to,
so
yeah.
if you want to work on some of that stuff, you need to go. I had this guy on. He is he lives in Japan. His YouTube channel is called Mayday
Bro.
San.
Ah, okay. I haven't heard this guy before.
Maydaysan. Okay. Mayday
Mayday
San.
San.
And go look at his reloads. So during COVID, when everything was locked down, he has a shit ton of airsoft guns. Okay. And when I had him on the
Can't
podcast,
see.
he actually he showed off every single gun. And he sent me a picture afterwards of all the guns laying around him on the floor because we were sitting down and he would just take it, show it, and then set it down and grab the next one. So they were surrounded all on, around him on the floor. And I used that picture that he sent me as the thumbnail. So
Oh wow.
I found his channel and his Instagram and his YouTube. He has like short videos on Instagram and stuff where he does amazingly fast reloads with all
Wow.
different types of guns, from the M4s to the SMGs to the everything. Okay, even the shotgun stuff. So the dude just practiced every day because he was bored, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm
makes
gonna
sense, man. I'd probably
dude."
do the same thing.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. I was like, "How fast are you?" Because I mean, I swear he's the fastest one I've seen so far. I'm not kidding. So if you watch his videos, you definitely learn. He teaches some techniques on it too. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't quite find him just now, but I'll look him
I'll
up for
send it.
sure
I'll
later
send
on.
it to you. Yeah,
Oh, nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, yeah, I'll do
yeah. I'll
that.
send it to you. Mayday Sun Airsoft. Yeah, yeah. I'll send it to you after.
Amazing. Yeah, there's only one other guy I know that I really listen to. It's Steph Rowe, Stuart Rowe. He's got a pretty cool
Oh,
podcast
Death
as
Row
well.
Podcast. Yeah, Death Row.
Yeah, yeah,
Stu.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Stu. Shout out Death Row Podcast
yeah,
because,
yeah. Shout out to him, man.
yeah, dude, for real. I had him on, gosh, a while ago, and he started a podcast not long after we talked.
Oh
And
wow. So you okay? That's pretty cool. You had him on, and then he started his one.
well,
Okay,
he said,
that's
like, he
amazing.
even said on when him and I were talking that he was already starting to think about doing a podcast. And so as
Right,
we're
right.
talking, he sent me a message, or I can't remember if we talked after that, but he said, you inspired me to actually
That's
start it. He
awesome,
was
man.
already thinking about doing one, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I love his podcast because it's actually like he's had a lot of guests on that I've had on. Like it's because it's very different. The way it's more structured, and
Yeah, yeah, I know.
he's
Yeah,
actually played airsoft a lot, and so
for
he's very
sure.
experienced with all the gear and all the stuff. So it's almost like it's a fun, almost game show kind of thing where he'll do these rapid fire questions, and it's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
I
he's
do.
definitely got a different structure, but I like
Right.
this as well. It's got a different purpose
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
different.
Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
yeah,
So I have recommended people in the past go get on his as well because uh, it's fun. It's a fun, and he makes a lot of short videos for the podcast that are really cool. So,
yeah, yeah. No, it's cool. A lot of sound bites and stuff he creates, and
we
he's got a cool
talked.
personality. Yeah.
He really is. Him and I talked. He video called me. Oh my gosh, this is probably about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, And Stu, if you listen to this, bro, I appreciate, man. I appreciate you because we had a really good time talking. He was lit. Okay, he was about half drunk, and it was awesome. We had so much fun talking, and this wasn't like a podcast. We didn't record it.
Yeah,
We just talking,
yeah.
and it was so fun. Anyway, so
Yeah,
yep, he's
that's
a good dude.
hilarious.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he seems like that. Yeah, because I think he's originally from Australia, and
That's
then
right.
he because he's still got that Aussie accent. When I first listened to him, I was like, oh, that's cool. An Aussie's doing this, but yeah, obviously he's not in Australia because they don't do BBs. They do like gel blasters and they
Gel
do
blasters.
paint
Yeah.
paintball, but none of those have the same range, and none of them have the
Uh,
same kind of following. And it's just not the same. Yeah,
yeah. He moved to
it's a shame,
Japan.
man.
Yeah. His girlfriend or yep. So that's cool, man.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like how he explains the culture of airsoft in Japan and how casual it is. Like,
Right.
I think the way he explained it one time was like, think of it like going to karaoke after work. You know, people over there are like, yeah, I want to go do some airsoft. Yeah, let's go do some airsoft. I'm like, that would be awesome if
Right.
everyone was like that. Like,
Yeah,
how cool would
it's
that be?
so ingrained in the society. Like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
let's go do it. Yeah,
for sure. I mean that would be cool. Like, but mostly that sounds like it's mostly indoor then, or
yeah.
because outdoor is a whole different kind of level. But
He was
in New
telling a
Zealand,
story too when I
yeah.
was talking to him, and he said him and his buddies went to an indoor field in a shopping mall, and so they got to
Yeah,
walk
I heard
through
that
the
one. I think I
mall.
heard that
Did
one.
you hear that? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's like, I think he said he's like 6'3". He's a big dude. He's tall.
yeah,
He's in
yeah.
shape. Okay, and his buddies are about big like that. So being in Japan, a lot of people are shorter or whatever, and so he walks into this thing, and it's like they're giants, oh, and they're all kitted
Yeah,
up. Okay, they got
yeah.
all their gear on. Like, bro, look
I
out.
think I've heard this one. Yeah, I think I've heard this one for sure. And
That's
I
awesome,
can imagine it. I'm like, that's hilarious. It's like these tanks just rocking
right?
in there, and like, yeah, it's
Oh,
hilarious.
that's crazy. So, yeah.
If
So,
I'm
what do you
ever in
got?
Japan, I have to try airsoft over there for 100%. Would love
Right.
to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you got? So, what are your plans for? So, you just got into it. You're excited about it. You got your gear. Obviously, you did your research for what kind of gear you want and that kind of thing. Do you have plans for the rest of the year? Like, have you heard of any bigger events? Do you want to go to like a military simulation? Some of these mil sim type of things.
Yeah. We do have some big events and stuff. I'm hoping to connect with a few of the guys just through the local um communities first. Like, so I'll probably do another game in a couple of weeks or a week from now, and just keep touching base, making connections. Because I think with these bigger events, you kind of need to turn up with people that you know, and you have like a squad or a team. You kind of it's kind of how it works. You can't just turn up by yourself,
Mm,
which makes sense because if you're doing milsim, there's no guys running around by themselves. You
no.
have to work with a group of people. So
Right.
yeah, ideally I'd like to. We do have the Auckland Airsoft Association. They have run like a milsim event. I think, is it called MIA?
Hmm.
I think it's what it's called.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I was going to say,
yeah, that's what it's
there's
called.
another
MIA
guy that
series.
I'm going to have on, him and his buddy that are in New Zealand. And I can't remember their Instagram name, but his name is Jono,
Oh
and
yeah, maybe I follow him already. Maybe.
Operation Armored Fury Events.
Yeah, that's the one I want to do. They had
Oh,
that one
okay.
recently. Another YouTuber, someone on Twitter you might have seen is NonoCat as well. I think she just
I
posted
follow
some
her.
videos.
Dude, I
Yeah.
invited her on twice and we could never figure out like it was a scheduling issue. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, but yeah, she was going
Oh,
to be
okay.
on. This is like a year and a half ago. She was going to be on and we just couldn't figure out the scheduling because of the time difference
Right.
and her work and my work and whatever. So,
Right.
but yeah, I do
Yeah.
follow her. I followed her for the last,
No, she's got a really good following, I think,
yeah.
because is she from Japan or something or
I
another
think
country? Because I know that she's
I don't
based here, and
know.
I've seen her around. Like, she works at ASGC in the city,
Okay.
um, or at least I've seen her around there anyway.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah, no, yeah, no, she's got a pretty big following. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm a Fury. I'd love to do. I think again, I'd like to go on when I've got the gear and I've got some people that I know. So yeah, this year, yeah, I think I'd like to get more into that and do some more of the milsim sort of stuff because that's obviously what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in just running around having a bit just relaxed fun. I do want to do a bit of that, but I also I
You
want
want the more
to
organized kind of setup
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm very interested. Like before I started playing, I'd be watching all these videos from UF Pro Gear YouTube where they have those tutorials about moving tactically, how to clear a room solo, how to clear a room with a group or whatever. And I love that. I
Yeah.
got more interested in that after watching. I think when Terminalist came out, I'm like, man, I just have to get into this stuff because I just was
Great show
completely obs amazing show, dude.
and great books too.
Yeah, dude, I'm 4 books in. I haven't read all of them yet.
Oh,
I've got to
nice.
finish. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I've
was
got them on
3.
Kindle.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
3
Oh,
books.
dude, you're in for a treat. They're really good. I mean, I still think the original Terminal List story is still the most brutal though, because it's just that concept of this guy who's gone through hell and
Yes.
unleashes that hell in the worst of its possible onto the enemy, and it's just brutal. Like it's such a good book, such a good show. There are a few things about the book that I wish they'd stuck to, though. I'm sure that's the recurring theme. If any one of your buddies
Sure.
that talk about it, like certain characters, how they've whatever, but it's still
Yeah.
the show is amazing. Like I just yeah, the acting, the grittiness, the way they've gotten, especially the first few episodes when like because I at that point I hadn't read the book when I first watched it, and you
Okay.
kind of start to wonder, is this guy is he going crazy? Like what's going on? Like
Right.
but no, it's just it's really good, yeah, for sure. And
So I
watching
think I
him,
was
yeah.
about 3/4 of the way through the first book when the show came out.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I was
Yeah.
kind of, and I also I was listening to Jack Carr's podcast. So I was learning about him and his guests he was having
Mm,
on and all that kind of
yeah.
stuff. And then I was
He's
reading
a
the
cool
book.
dude, man.
Yeah, very cool. Yep.
Yeah. I love
Good
his
writer,
podcast as
man. Good
well.
writer.
Yeah. He really captures the characters really well. Did you read it or did you do audiobook?
No, I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. I started with audiobook, but then I went to reading it instead.
I'll be
I just
honest.
felt like
I can't do
yeah.
the audiobooks. Um,
Right.
I mean, I can sit there and listen to them, but I don't know what it is about it. Like I can listen to a podcast and hear like while I'm doing something and
Yeah.
actually remember, the content, the context and all that stuff. But the stories, like a novel, I get lost. I
Right.
daydream. Like I can't keep track. And so when I read it, I'm actually focused on it. Um,
Right.
yeah, so I like reading.
I'm similar, yeah. I listen to podcasts and audiobooks on the way to work. I used
Yeah.
to drive by myself, but now me and my wife carpool now, so it's a bit different. But when I used to
Okay.
drive by myself, yeah, it'd be in a section of audiobook or a podcast. And it was sometimes I'd be focusing on driving for a
Yeah.
bit, which is what you're supposed to do. But anyway, yeah, so I'd do that, and then I was like, oh, I couldn't quite catch what they just said. So hit the button to rewind a few seconds and just listen to it again, and then that kind of sinks in. But I know what you mean. Like that's kind of why I kind of do a bit of both. Audiobook for me was partly because I was busy. I just didn't have
Sure.
time to just sit down. But no, I think it's good to find time just at the end of the night, screens
Yeah.
away, just have a read.
Well, you probably know this from being a
Yeah,
teacher, like your brain works differently when you're reading the words. Like your imagination is kind of getting in there
yeah,
too. So, and not only that, but I really I enjoy reading just in general. And
right,
I I like to work on my vocabulary because it's not very good. And so when I'm reading, it forces me to stop and look up a word if I don't know,
right.
right?
That's
And
right.
as because I'm focused, this is what I'm doing. I can't go driving while I'm reading a book. I can't, I have to just lay there and read. And I usually do it at night or whatever, but or read on my phone, but I'm actually reading the thing. So I'll click on the word if I don't know it, and then just do the dictionary thing that's
Yeah,
built in.
yeah,
And so I've read a lot of books like that. When I was so when I after high school, I went in the Marine Corps. Did not read unless I absolutely had to. Okay. So one of the guys I was stationed with when I came back from overseas was this guy from Idaho, this big dopey looking dude. Okay. Looked like if you looked at him, he looked dumb. Like he really looked dumb. Like his face, you're like, oh, that dude's dumb as hell. Okay. And he was one of the smartest guys I knew.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
So he was just he looked like he would just work on a farm. And that's how he grew up,
Right.
working on a farm. But so we all had, like, in our barracks and stuff, we're going out drinking all the time. He's not going out with us. He's like, nah, man, I'm good. And he got this little apartment off a base, and he had a bookshelf. He had no TV. He had a bookshelf that was packed. So I went over to his apartment, and I walked in there, and he's sitting there reading under this one single lamp, reading Shogun, which is like a freaking Bible thick with when it's
Wow.
paper, with the paperback. It's like 1,000 pages. He's reading Shogun and sipping on a glass of whiskey, and I'm just like, how old are you? You look like an old man sitting. What are you doing? Let's go. He's like, no, I'm going to read this book. And I said, bro, I haven't read anything since high school. What are you talking about? Except our manuals that we had to read in the military. And he reaches over to the bookshelf. He grabs this little thin book. Oh, it wasn't thin, about medium size. And he throws it at me. I catch it. It was a little paperback. And I look at it. It says The Hobbit by Tolkien. Never heard of it. Didn't know shit
Yeah.
about it. Now, this is 1991, okay? 92. So I didn't know anything about this. Had no clue what it was. Never heard anyone. None of my friends ever talked about reading. So anyway, he's like, go and just read that. And he tells me, force yourself through till you get to like chapter 2, maybe through chapter 2, because you're going to get a little bored until you start learning the characters and all the setup. So it's going to, don't put it down until you're like, give it a fair chance.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I was kind of skimming through. I was like, I had to reread some paragraphs in chapter 1 because I'm just not getting the characters and that kind of thing. So I got to chapter 2, and I'm not kidding, bro. I was legit hooked.
Nice.
So I read Hobbit, and then I read the whole Lord of the Rings series. Then I read the Silmarillion, which is like a whole offshoot that Tolkien started writing. I don't know if you know the history of it, but Tolkien started writing it and died while he's writing it. It was like a leftover manuscript that he was partway done with. His son actually finished it. Anyway, and then I got on this military book club, and where you, before the internet, where you had to actually send in a little form that you'd mail in and check marked, what you want and what, okay. And I got on a monthly book club where I paid a monthly fee, and I got one book a month, and I would read these books, and I've not stopped reading since. And that was 92, I guess. Anyway, so I love novels. I love self-help type of thing. I love entrepreneur stuff. I love, I like all that stuff, man. So, yep.
That's awesome. I struggle with reading, dude. Like I'm studying now. I'm doing my Masters of Education Leadership, and
Nice.
it's not easy for me
I'm
because
sure.
they'll give you a whole bunch of readings in a module, and obviously these are novels. Because a novel, your brain's obviously, they just engage in a different way. You're creating a scene in your brain. You can picture characters doing stuff. None of that's happening. It's just learning concepts, and my brain's like, oh my God, this is the worst.
It really is hard to do that. Yeah.
And like, granted, it is interesting because like I have been a center manager before, which is kind of like running a center, employing staff, teaching, leading the teachers essentially. I've stepped back into teaching so I could focus on my study, like, because it just wasn't working for me. But yeah, man, reading, like I do it. I have gotten through Jack Carr's books just because it is that good. I probably would read more. I probably should read more, but at the moment it's university. It's just
I was going to say it.
At the moment. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be
taking a lot
reading
of time.
as much as I am with other books like that if I was required to read it for schooling. I definitely would only do that. So, so yeah, I get it. So now,
Yeah,
how is your wife with you playing? Is she cool with it, or
yeah, she's
is
cool
it
with it.
like, oh, it's taking away time from you know how sometimes it happens, like, oh, you got a new hobby and now you don't spend time with me.
It's like she understands this is something that um I want to do. This is kind of like I never went in the military. This is kind of an itch for me that I need
Sure.
to scratch, and it's a fun sport. And yeah, like she's supportive. Like when it comes to my birthday, she knows that I'm into the gear. She's like, you just pick out what you want from Amazon,
Oh,
grab
that's
that.
awesome.
Um,
Okay.
it's funny actually. When I left my job recently to go into teaching in another center close to where my wife works, they actually gave me like $150 at the local airsoft, store because they knew that I loved that sport so much.
Oh, that's cool,
Um,
man.
it's cool. Yeah, I'm like, you guys know me.
Right.
But yeah, back to my wife. Like she's amazing. She's really supportive, and yeah, I think there were talks like when it came to the trip coming up. At first, I was like, trying to figure out can we do both. But the amount of money we need to go to Europe is a lot of money. And
Oh,
at
sure.
first, I didn't get it. I was like, no, we could do both. It's just like I don't know, Eventually, especially when we're on the trip, I'm like, hell yeah, that was the right choice. I mean,
Yep.
I want to make the most of this while I can. I mean, airsoft will always be there as long as all my
Yep.
limbs work. I'm probably still going to be playing. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
don't be
I might
jumping off
fool
of
around.
waterfalls, okay, and breaking
Yeah,
breaking other
yeah,
bones.
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, like I mean, yeah, when we have kids, it'll slow down again because you got to focus on your family,
Sure.
and then once you kind of got a rhythm going, and you can slot in a day of running around with a gun again. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
But I think it's about the balance, and I think it's about communicating. I mean, if you don't have the right balance, yeah, you're gonna piss off wifey, and we don't want to do that because it's not how
Yeah.
this works. You want to work together throughout your marriage, and
Absolutely.
you want to make sure the other person is understood and heard and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
I 100% just appreciate that she doesn't mind me getting into a sport that is not exactly a cheap sport. Like this gear is not cheap. Um,
Right.
it's yeah, because it doesn't end. Like there's always something else that could
It
could end
never
things.
ends,
Like
bro.
nah, dude. Like
It
there's
never
no
ends.
yeah. I mean, I'm happy with the setup I've got for now, and I'll take it easy.
Sure.
I haven't got any like good camera stuff yet. I've just got like yeah.
So
Um,
have you looked at any other guns that, like, is there any expensive equipment you're looking at that you are really tempted to
mm.
put in your cart, but you won't buy it yet?
um, I'm always on the lookout for secondhand actually because my first guns were secondhand and they worked fine.
Yeah.
I haven't had any issues. Well, I've only used them twice. What am I talking about? I mean, the next game could probably be a train wreck.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, so far so good, and they seem to be built pretty tough. I mean, it
Right.
was yeah. I think retail that rifle would have been like $1,000 New Zealand if it was brand new, and I paid 600 and I got that a handgun and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm like, that's a good deal. And you see people that when they leave the country don't take their gear with them. So I just keep looking on to the local eBay, the local Amazon for New Zealand is Trade Me,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's where I bought my other gear from. And sometimes they have some really cheap stuff, man. Like
Yeah.
instead of spending like $300 on some cry tactical stuff, you'd pay a whole bunch less because someone doesn't want it anymore. And it's
Sure.
still good. So yeah, I'll
Pro
keep my eye
tip.
out on
Pro
them.
tip, people. Okay. For real.
I mean, it's a risk though. I mean,
Oh, of
if you buy
course.
it brand new, you get yourself a warranty and all that sort of stuff, and you have a Consumer Guarantees Act. But with secondhand, you're taking a risk. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the stuff I'll buy brand new. I'll never buy like cheap Temu stuff again. That was the dumbest thing I ever did. I bought this single strap for the rifle. I only used it once, and the damn hook broke. Like literally within the first 10 minutes. I'm like, that was the dumbest thing. Like, never buying that again.
That
Yeah,
stuff looks great for pictures and those little videos they do, that
yeah,
really
yeah,
get you to click on it. And that price is like, what? And then you
yeah,
get it
yeah.
and you're like, oh,
That's why it's so cheap.
shit. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So that's yeah. I'll try and get some good stuff that'll last because you don't want it like stuff like that failing when you're running around because you're slinging your rifle around on that and it's not a cheap piece of kit. You want to keep
Yep.
it from going in the dirt. I mean, luckily I had my bipod to stop it from going barrel into the mud. That's a pain in the
Right.
ass to clean out and stuff. So, yeah. So moving forward, gear, guns. I like New Zealand for a long time. Their standard issue was a Steyr AUG. I'd love to get one of those.
Yeah.
Like a classic looking one with the inbuilt like sight at the top. It's got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always thought they look cool. Yeah, one of those that'll go with like, if I ever wanted to go for like an old school New Zealand sort of vibe, I'll probably rock one of those. And then I also want to get like another M4 sort of platform rifle, I think, because I do have mag pouches that can work for those as well. So I'll probably be keen for like some sort of a standard assault setup. So that way I can have like, a Steyr is really good for indoor CQB as well, because it's got it's a short platform. It's quite close. So it's kind of like having like a submachine gun, but it's got a
Right.
similar
Like the
size.
barrel's just a little bit longer than like a SMG,
Yeah,
so it kind of makes it a little bit longer than SMG, but the whole stock and body is real
yeah,
compact. We got one
yeah.
in a mystery box when we were doing the unboxings, and it was it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to try out.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
actually broke it before we were able to do a review on it, so yeah.
Oh no, what was the brand then? Like, what was that?
I honestly don't remember. I'd have to look.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if we filmed. Well, we filmed the unboxing that we got it in, and we talked about it. And we got it from a BOA from the Box of Awesomeness from Evic, and we got it out. So when we took it out, it had it was used tag, whatever, and it looked like the tag said it hadn't been, like, the last time it was serviced or whatever was like
Right, right.
2010 or something. Okay, so it was sitting on the shelf somewhere in the back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so when I took it apart, what had happened when we started shooting it to test to make sure we were able to go, review it, the piston locked up. Okay, like it ground to gears and it locked up, and so I took it apart, and it was really dry, and it was actually like dried up grease is
Oh
worse
right.
than,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like all seized up. So, and that's what happened. So we shot it like half a mag or something, and it just stopped. So I took it apart, and the thing was, the way it was built, and we were brand new on our channel, so I wasn't real experienced with taking these things apart. When I took it apart, it was really, really different. And I never got it back together the right way, because there were some springs in the way back that were like, I just couldn't do it, man. So I put all the parts in a box, and I had it in the shed forever. And I don't know if we gave it to somebody. I think one of the boys took it to somebody to give it to them for free because they could put it back together, and I forgot about it. So anyway, but it looked badass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there's something about it that looks cool, and this is what I've always known for a long time. New Zealand Army have always rocked one of those. I think the last 5 years, maybe a bit more, they've got these Mars Owl M4 sort of looking platform sort of
Oh,
rifles
okay.
now. You'll see that's what they've got.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, that's pretty much my airsoft where I'm at the moment and what I'm looking to. So I'd like to create more content for sure. I
Okay.
have got like the laptop that can put together the editing, and it took me a long time to put this first video because I wanted to create the logo. I wanted to create like and that took long enough. I mean,
I was
like,
gonna
I
say,
don't know how
how'd you
to.
come up with the name and the logo and stuff?
Yeah, so my buddy of mine, RJ, gave me this nickname Headrush a long time ago. We were having shisha one night, and I wasn't on anything. I don't really do much of that sort of stuff, but like, I had a real light head. There's one New Year's Eve, and I had a head rush from the shisha, and he's like, "Oh, head rush," because my last name's Rush. So that kind of stuck for a while, and he'd
Sure.
always refer to me as Headrush. And then I was talking to him about doing airsoft and doing a channel, and he's like, "Dude, you have to call it Headrush." I'm like, I don't know, man. It sounds a bit cheesy. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But
I
when
don't
it
I don't
came to
think
my
so. I think it sounds awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but when I first went to my first game, I hadn't quite figured out what to call. I didn't know you had to have a call sign. But he's like, "No, you need a call sign because if you don't give me one, I'm going to make one." I'm like, "Shit, they're probably going to come up with something
They're gonna
really,
cut
really bad." Yeah.
Pink Tutu.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Because I could, other guys would introduce themselves with their call sign. I was like, I bet you didn't choose that. Like, there's one guy, big guy, he's like, hey, so I'm Muffin Man. I'm like, Muffin Man, really? That's your I'm like, hey man, that's cool. I mean,
Yep.
like, but I wouldn't pick that for myself, you know.
Right.
So yeah, yeah. So I'm like, I better go with what the first thing came to my mind is like, okay, look, Headrush, that's my call sign. So then after that, it's just that's it. I
Oh
had
yeah.
to just rolling with it now.
Done deal,
So
brother.
yeah, yeah. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I played around with different logos and stuff. I went and got some free vectors and just started experimenting. And just putting it together basically. And then I finally, because I don't really use Photoshop, it's not my trade. I don't do design,
Yeah.
but I kind of just figured out stuff enough to put it together myself. And then I've got like Adobe Premiere and all that sort of thing. So I've kind of slowly started to create this video, my first video
Yeah.
of that first game, and I've tried to incorporate things like I've created a map using Google Maps and just created, like so I've got like these things that move and show you the like I'm trying to make it so that, for example, when you're playing a game like I used to play back in high school, Brothers in Arms used to go into like a top-down mode. You could sort of see where everyone was.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to recreate some of that element in there as well of like, okay, so we've pushed past this part. We're now at the gun placement. We're here, and then these guys are still here. So now we have to do this. So I'm trying to like, I haven't created that part yet. I'm still going to do the voiceover and the map and all that sort of thing. But I haven't seen too many other players do it on YouTube. So I'm trying to just be creative and just try different stuff because I know that I would get bored watching someone just running around. I want to see if I can, break it up with some other stuff, other elements, because
Yeah.
it's hard for players to understand the map. It's hard for them to understand what the situation actually is. I'm trying to figure out what can I do to tell that story, show what's happening, and maybe some of the tactics that are involved, or lack thereof, or whatever. It's just that's kind of what I'm trying to finish doing before I put it up. But yeah, that's
Okay.
my plan. Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of all that, what tell everybody where they can find all your like your YouTube channel and your
Yeah.
Twitter and or your socials.
Basically, just type in Headrush Airsoft on. You won't find any videos on YouTube.
Okay.
You might be able to find my channel um, on there, but yeah, you'll see when it comes up on Twitter or Instagram. That's kind of the only two other things I use is those two.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm active on Twitter and Instagram under Headrush
Awesome.
Airsoft. Or call sign Headrush, I think I've called it. Yeah, call sign Headrush. Yeah, man.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's on Twitter it is Headrush Airsoft or at Headrush Airsoft. Yeah,
Cool.
that's cool. Awesome, man. And I'll have all those links in here too, so for the
Yeah, man.
video when it comes out. But man, it's been great talking with you. It's really good to meet you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Likewise,
your
man.
video coming out. Yeah, so now the pressure's on. Okay, once you get some content, once you get some content recorded, and this goes for everyone out there that's a content creator, and you're like, oh no, I got to hurry up and put this thing out, because it's like it's always in the back of your mind. Like I already got the footage. I just need to put it all together and do that. And
Yeah,
it's kind of a big task in your head. Like once you
yeah,
start,
yeah.
like you can do a little bit of time, save it, do a little bit of time, save it. But you'll get there, man. It's cool. I'm looking forward to
Thanks,
it.
man. Appreciate it. Hey, man, really, really enjoyed the conversation. It's just like it's kind of cool. It's a good vibe. It's kind of like it feels like we've already hung out before. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of
Same.
it's really chill. Yeah, it's been really, really nice. So, who knows, man? If we do another one in like 5 years' time, if you're still doing this, we'll see what the difference is. Whether where am I at?
Right.
Whether have I grown this thing? Is it still the same?
Oh
Like
no,
who
you're
knows?
you're going to be a return guest in like 3 or 4 months. There's no five
Oh wow,
years.
that's
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
I
really soon.
have a lot of people. I have. There's a lot of people I have on for a second time, third time, whatever.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, they'll hit me up and say, "Hey man, I played this big event. I want to come on here and talk about it." I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go."
Oh
So
man, that's cool. Oh,
yeah,
I definitely look forward to it again, man, for sure. Like
cool,
it's been really fun. Yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much, man. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend.
You too, bro. Have a good one.